Good morning. Tuesdays in September are for baseball, and we are back with another video to go over all 15 games in the MLB today on Tuesday, September 16th. If you are watching this on YouTube and you are new here, make sure you drop a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a veteran, let me know how you guys have been liking the videos, and thank you guys for the continued support coming here and watching these streams and I guess this talk show. I don't know. We can call it a podcast at this point, but yeah, I'm excited to jump into this one, and let's get right in. First and foremost, this right here that you see on my screen is rudebets.com. If you want to get access to this tool and this sports model, go to rudebets.com, use code RUDE at checkout for 25% off. It will also include college football, the NFL model, and then when it comes out, the NBA, college basketball, and this MLB model. So make sure y'all go sign up if you haven't yet. And yeah. Also, ticking across the bottom of the screen, two quick announcements. One, we have the Kalshi logo. I am working with Kalshi here. I really like the platform that they have. Yesterday, we cashed out on a Keenan Allen first touchdown at the best odds on the market at plus, I don't even know what the plus was, but it was a 7% pay. It was $10 to win 130, about plus 1,400, which everywhere else was about plus 1,200. So go sign up for Kalshi right now if you haven't. You can use code RUDEBETS at checkout, or you can go to the link in my bio and sign off from there. T-Bully, appreciate you last night, bro. Paid my rent and seen your first touchdown score and cashed. There you go. That first touchdown score was nice. We got one out of the two. That's all that mattered. We had Mike Evans and we had Keenan Allen. As long as one hit, we were in a very good spot. Also, NFL, both of the teams that I said would win won. So that was pretty cool. That was also pretty cool, which I need to update this to 24-8, and then 20-12. Okay, sweet. There we go. And then the second thing at the bottom of the screen is the MLB home run parlay of the day. Christian Yelich, Colson Montgomery, Corbin Carroll, the three C's. The three C's is what we're riding with today. How do you pick first touchdown? The site doesn't have data for that, right? No, it does not have a projection for first touchdown. I just analyzed the data on the site to figure it out. So what I looked at yesterday is I looked at both defenses this year, if they allow a lot of air yards or a lot of rush yards, whichever one had the most. I think in specifically like the Raiders allowed a ton of air yards in week one, which told me that, okay, if it's going to be a first touchdown, it's most likely going to be through the air because their run defense was pretty good. Then I just looked at, okay, I feel like the Chargers have a better matchup weakness to exploit, which would be in the air against the Raiders. And then I looked at the touchdown probabilities for each kind of pass catcher on the team and saw Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnston had the two highest probabilities. And then from there, it was just I picked Keenan Allen over Quentin Johnston because I feel like he's a better red zone target. I just feel like he's been more established as a red zone option. That's it. I just used the site to look at the weakness defensively and then the projection for touchdowns and pick one of them. So that's how I did it. And that's how I did it for Romeo Doubs on Thursday night, and that's how I did it for James Cook on Sunday. That's been my method for first touchdowns the entire time. It takes a little bit of luck, obviously, but I'm just looking for the best matchup exploit, which was air yards against the Raiders, and it also was technically air yards against the whoever Tampa Bay played, Houston. But unfortunately, Houston won the coin toss or got the kick or whatever, so they scored before Tampa Bay even touched the ball. That's the other part. That's the other part of the equation is you got to pray that your team gets the ball first or that they get a stop. Because, yeah, like the Mike Evans one, I like the play a lot, but it was over before it even started because they didn't even have the ball. So that's how I do those first touchdowns. Yeah, Geno sucks. Yeah, he's not great. He's not bad. Chargers are a good team, man. Chargers are a very good team. Chargers are a very good team. Also, the NFL simulator will be updating Tuesday afternoon/evenings moving forward. I don't want to I was going to update it Tuesday mornings, but then this stream wouldn't have happened pretty much. We wouldn't be able to do these streams if we updated Tuesday mornings because I got to update MLB, make sure that's all data cleaned and data scrubbed and ready to go. And then I'd have to do NFL. And by that point, it'd be like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and there'd be no point in doing an MLB stream that late. So Tuesdays in the afternoon-ish are when NFL will be updated for the following week. So Let's see here. We had a lot of big wins last night in the Discord. Yeah, people did pretty well last night. Love to see that. All right, game 1, Cubs Pirates. Just a heads up, I am not anticipating a ton for home runs today on this slate. We'll find a few home run plays today. We definitely will find a few home run plays today, but September baseball is not really... All I'm saying is the days of like 30 home runs in a night, 35, 40 home runs in a night across a slate, those are gone. Those are gone. So... Cubs Pirates. Cubs are an underdog. Yeah, I think Cubs are a good underdog today, especially because Skeens is done, man. I talked about this last stream, last time he pitched. He's only going to go 60-some pitches. That could be 3 innings. That could be 4 innings. Last time it was 5 innings. He did go 5 innings, but they pulled him at like 60 pitches. So his pitch count is on a limit. Very good chance Paul Skeens does not go that deep into this game, which means it's going to be the Cubs versus the Pirates bullpen for over half the game. So, yeah. Pretty good. Probably a very low-scoring game here, unless the Cubs just absolutely destroy Skeens early. Over-under is 7. There's not going to be a whole lot for player props. Negative 21% ballpark factor in Pittsburgh. The weather has turned in Pittsburgh. So, we're not looking at good home run conditions here. We just simply aren't. Yeah. Cade Horton's also a very good pitcher, so he's probably going to shut down the Pirates. So we're not really looking at a whole lot in that game. Not much to talk about there. Game 2, Guardians, Tigers. Oh, and by the way, let me just clarify here also. Please stop taking Paul Skeens props. Let me just quickly look at what his line is for strikeouts, because I know people just spam Paul Skeens strikeouts just because it's Paul Skeens. His line is 6.5 strikeouts. If he's only going 60 pitches, he's going to have to strike out like 50% of batters faced. So just forget about Skeens. Please. If he goes over, he goes over. But just, holy cow, the risk is not worth it. Anybody on a pitch count, you shouldn't be taking their overs, especially a 7 strikeout over. Game 2 here, Guardians. 50-50 game, so whoever's the dog here, Guardians are the dog. I think they're a decent pick. Negative 13% ballpark factor in Detroit. Once again, the weather is turning. Any state that is north in the northern United States, almost a northern hemisphere, the entire U.S. is northern hemisphere. Any team that is in the northern part of the United States of America, probably not going to be that great for home runs. Unless you have like a drastic wind blowing out or something. In this case, negative 13% in Detroit. Detroit's already a hard ballpark to hit homers in anyways. So the number 1 guy here is Kyle Manzardo. Sucks because Casey Mize is a good guy to target for home runs. 3.43%. He's a decent guy to target for home runs. Last 5, let's go last 10 versus righties. Versus both, 86 versus righties, 93. So much better versus righties. Fly ball's okay. Hard hit's pretty good, though. But only a 13% chance to hit one. Unless you're getting him in the 600s, probably not worth it. On the other side, same story, man. I mean, Joey Cantillo. Cantillo. 2.35% home run rate. Not great for hitters. Really high strikeout rate, too. 26%. Yeah, I mean, be honest here. Call a spade a spade. Not a good home run game. 8.30 total runs. I mean, the number 1 guy in this game is Kyle Manzardo and J-Ram number 2, but just looks rough. Just looks pretty rough. Could get some hits, runs, and RBIs in this one, but Cantillo strikeouts could be good. This could be a good pitcher day. Cantillo strikeouts over 5.5 at plus money. I don't mind that at plus money. This kind of reminds me of yesterday. Whoever took Bradish absolutely destroyed that 5.5 line at plus money that we talked about on stream. Destroyed it. He had 7 in like the 3rd inning. just destroyed that line. So kind of similar. His strikeout rate's a little lower than Bradish, but 27% is a really good strikeout rate. You can see right here, league average is 22%. So he's 5% better per batter. Across 20 batters, that's 100%. 5% across 20 batters would mean he's 100% better than league average across an entire start. Double the amount of strikeouts. So, yeah, I think he's pretty solid at 5.5 plus money, and we projected it at 6. Only problem is he doesn't go that far into games. He's been getting stretched least recently. We have him going 14 outs. That is the sketchy part. This is the sketchy part for him, is he just doesn't go that far into games. That's why he's plus money. But I feel pretty decent against a lineup like this where like Baez strikes out a ton, Jahmai Jones strikes out a ton, Margot. A lot of these guys strike out a lot. I don't think Margot's on that team anymore. I don't know why he got pulled in, but you get the point. Braves, Nats. This is game 2, by the way. This is game 2, not game 1. This is Chris Sale versus Mackenzie Gore. I pulled out game 1 this morning because 1, the weather's pretty bad, but 2, there's a pitcher with no data pitching in that game, so we couldn't even model it out anyway, so I just scrubbed it. There's no point in having it there just to say, you can't see anything here, you know what I mean? So I just pulled it out. This is game 2. Who am I leaning on? For both games, I just leaned on the underdogs, but nothing crazy. So Guardians and Cubs. Just a slight lean onto the underdogs. In this one, pretty fair value for the Braves. Braves are pretty fair value here. That over in this game did hit yesterday if anybody took it. I did say, someone asked about taking the Nats team total. I said that's probably pretty sketchy. I wasn't a huge fan of them specifically because they still were going up against a good pitcher. But I did like the over in the game. Luckily, the Braves held up their end of the bargain and got it done. But in this one, game 2, Chris Sale going up against Mackenzie Gore. Pretty good pitching matchup. Chris Sale strikeouts has the potential to go absolutely stupid today. Never mind. His line is 8.5. Never mind. His line is 8.5. I mean, we haven't projected for 9, but I will never in my life, never once in my entire life will I ever tell anybody that taking a guy at minus 136 to get 9 strikeouts is a good play. I don't care what the projection is. I don't care if Chris Sale's projected 100 strikeouts. Okay, then it would make sense. But I don't know if people fully understand. Whoever's taking this over 8.5, I mean, if it hits, good job. But 9 strikeouts in 19 outs, 50%. That would mean he would have to strike out 50%, just under 50% of batters, of percent of outs. Half of his outs would have to come from a strikeout. He's only striking out 32% of batters faced. I mean, that kind of makes sense, I guess, a little bit, because not every batter faced is an out unless he throws a no-hitter or a perfect game. But still, that is an insane number in about 6 innings. Almost 2. That's 2 strikeouts per inning almost. Like, please don't. Please, whatever you do, do not do it. I don't care if he hits it. I do not care if he hits it. 0% ballpark factor for home runs here, so weather is very neutral in this one. The only problem is you don't have good home run pitchers here. So, sorry, I'm changing the music. You don't have good home run pitchers here, so I mean, I wouldn't expect a ton. Paul DeJong could be a sneaky home run play. He does hit lefties insanely well. Although I don't know that there's a line for this yet for this game, so. Yeah, I guess we got to kind of move on because there's no player prop lines for game 2 yet. But Paul DeJong is someone to monitor after game 1 finishes. If you can get like a plus 800 line or something for him, I doubt you can. If you can get a plus 600 even, it's not a bad shot against Sale. But that's like if you're looking for a real big long shot. A's Red Sox. A's Red Sox here. I mean, Red Sox heavy favorite on the model. But that's because Connolly early has only pitched like what, one game, maybe 2 games. There's like no data on this guy. He's a September call up with no data. So he didn't allow any runs in his other start. No home runs allowed. Like you can see right here, the guy's never allowed a run. No projected run 0. Like you can see why the model's broken here. Essentially, we just don't have any data on Connolly early. So I'd be careful here. I'd be very careful here. This is almost a game that's impossible to talk about. And this is what you've probably noticed from like, especially you guys viewing on YouTube or on Twitch who've been here since we started these daily lives like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. You know, we could talk about every game in depth. But in September, that changes. We're at the end of the year. A lot of young guys getting called up that just don't have much data. This feels a lot like kind of the first week of baseball almost, where you got a couple guys who are making their debuts. And it's like, well, we can't really talk about them because we don't know what they're made of. That's what we're seeing here in many games, man. It's unfortunate, but September, your card shrinks. Even if there's 15 games, it shrinks down to like 9, 10 games total because half of them have guys who are September call-ups. What we can do is we can look at the Red Sox against Springs. Here's the thing with Springs. He's a lefty who has a pretty high home run rate. Negative 24% weather factor, though. Negative 24% weather. Terrible weather for home runs in Boston. So, kind of sucks because the Red Sox mash lefties. Like Rob Refsnyder, Romy Gonzalez, 2 homers against this guy and 4 at-bats for Rob Refsnyder. Romy Gonzalez, 1 homer and 2 at-bats. Like, these guys are... Both of them have 50% home run rate against Jeffrey Springs. So, I mean, you could target them for home runs. The only problem is the weather is just abysmal. These are the matchups you kind of dream of. This is something, if this game was in July, these guys would be absolute locks for home runs. 67 degrees. That is, in baseball terms, that's cold. For ball flight, that is cold. 67 degrees is cold. So that's why that's why these projections are so low. That's why this weather factor is negative 24. Very difficult here. But they could be really good options still for total bases or hits, runs, and RBIs. Same with Bregman. So, yeah, Bregman, Refsnyder, and Gonzalez, I probably would look at them more so for total bases for being safe. Jeez, you got something stuck in my throat. Hold on one sec. All right. Mets, Padres. Once again, only negative 3%. Not too bad, but the weather's not ideal. I think we can lean a dog here, too. Padres again. Yeah. When's the last time the Mets won? Let's see. Are they still on that losing streak? Nah, they did win. They've won 1. They're 2-8 in their last 10, though. They were just 0-8. They just run an 8-game losing streak. They just finally won a game. Clay Holmes, I mean, he's probably their best pitcher right now, if we're being honest. Going up against Michael King. This weekend, Pete hit a walk-off 2-run moonshot. Got it. I honestly barely watched any baseball this weekend. I was way too locked in on football. Michael King, good strikeout rate here, too. I do like that. 26%. Hits are low. Walks are low. Yeah, I like the Padres as a dog today. But once again, we got 2 guys who don't give up home runs. 1.84% for Clay Holmes and Michael King with a 3.14%, which is still below league average. Yo, Catrip, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Just not great home run matchups today. They just aren't. At least in a lot of these games. You're going to have to look at hits, runs, and RBIs. Laureano, Tatis, both could be decent for hits, runs, and RBIs. Merrill possibly for total bases could be decent. Merrill's starting to come around a little bit. Pitch mix is bad, but that's because most of the year he's been terrible. Yeah. Last 10 versus righties. This is actually insane. Jackson Merrill, this is insane. 70% hard hit rate, 50% barrel. I haven't seen a 50% barrel in a 10 at bat I haven't seen this, I don't think, since this data came out. So Jackson Merrill total bases could be one to watch based on his recent form. He's seeing it. Barrel, 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 barrel. Homer, homer, homer. Out, out. Yeah, he's smoking the ball right now. So Jackson Merrill against Clay Holmes today. I do not mind this as a total bases play. 1.5 total bases, yeah. 1 to 1,000 parlay again. That it's not a homer play. About to get looking at stuff and make it. You'll have by the end of the live. All right. If it's more than 4 legs, though, man, holy smokes. Try to make it 4 legs. I don't know that you'll be able to, though, without home runs. Honestly, even with home runs, it's hard to make a... It's crazy, man. There was a time where I could almost make a 1 to 1,000 on 3 legs with the boost that they gave us every day. It had to be 4 legs, but you could always throw in like a really good home run hitter, 4 legs, and you're good. Now, to make it 1 to 1,001, you don't have any boosts besides Tuesdays. 2, everybody's odds are like plus 280. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter what the weather is either. Doesn't matter who the pitcher is. Like, your plus 400s are the guys who 3 months ago were plus 700, plus 800. It's insane. Like a Jake Cronenworth home run, for example. What's his odds? Actually, it's probably pretty bad. He doesn't hit him ever. Yeah, okay, so that's a fair one. Well, this game has some pretty good home run odds, but also we have no probabilities for home runs, so that makes sense. But like Soto today. Juan Soto, that's actually not bad either, plus 420. Man, this game, nobody thinks there's going to be home runs here either. I mean, I don't either. Only 6 runs. Probably no home runs in this game. What you could look at, Camden, is no home runs. Double, triple model. I've thought about it. I don't... Triple specifically is going to be like 2%. Like, the best player of the day will be like a 2 or 3% chance at a triple. Maybe like 5% chance at a triple. But that adds up with the odds. I mean, that's going to be like a plus 1,300, plus 1,400 for a triple. Doubles are going to be pretty similar to the home run stuff, for being honest. If you like a guy for a home run, you might as well just take him for a double instead. At this time of year, at least. I think that's a pretty good deviation right now. That market hasn't... Yeah, that market's actually still seems to be a little bit of an exploit. Like, if you like a guy a lot for a home run right now in September with bad home run weather, for example, say we really like Jackson Merrill today to hit a double. That could be a really good play. Jackson Merrill for a double could be a really good play today. You know, things like that. Game 6, Blue Jays, Rays. Also, another thing you can look at, too, is like projected hits versus total bases. So let's find a guy who has like 1 hit with 2 total, like this, like Dalton Varsho. He has a really good opportunity for a home run today. He's projected about 1 hit, but 2 total bases, a little over 2 total bases. So Varsho, you would either take him for a home run or for a double. Because you can see his hits and his total bases. If he gets 1 hit for 2 total bases, that's a double. That's the definition of a double. So that could be another good option. But I do like Varsho today. I like George Springer as well. Those could be good options for home runs. See, George Springer sitting at plus 310. Like, that's just terrible odds. Dalton Varsho at plus 440. Yeah, 430 for Varsho is pretty good. I don't know why Varsho's odds are dropping. His numbers are still insane. 18 homers versus righties, only 168 at bats. These numbers are better than Schwarber, by the way. These are better. This is a better home run ratio than Schwarber has. So Varsho, I think you still ride him, especially if you're going to get Dalton Varsho in the 400s. If you're going to get Dalton Varsho in the plus 400s for a home run today, especially on a day like today, I feel like it's like if you're looking to take home runs, it's one you just kind of have to take the risk on. If it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. If he sells, he sells. But with such limited options, it's really good value. For example, a guy like Junior Caminero, we have him with a lesser probability to hit a home run, and he's plus 285. Right? You're getting way better value for a guy like Varsho for a little bit of a better chance at a home run than Junior Caminero. Same with Brandon Lowe. Although Lowe in the 400s is pretty good today, too. I think Brandon Lowe is pretty good value for a home run here. How about that Tang fella did his job, had Corbin Carroll's number, then whoever they put in after him stinks? Did Tang do his job yesterday? I didn't watch a game. I just saw that he got smoked. Kaiwei Tang, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, only 1 walk for him. Wow, look at him. He did have a run. Yeah. Here's the good thing. In that game, pretty much talked about how I liked Perdomo, Marte, Carroll. For hits, runs, and RBIs, 2 out of the 3 hit, especially Perdomo at the top there, who we really liked. Perdomo for hits, runs, and RBIs. So, yeah, Tang did do his job yesterday. The only what I talked about Tang, I was like, he's not going to give up home runs. He does strike out a good amount of guys. His problem is walks, and he limited his walks. So, good for him. Good for him. Good for him. I got after that bullpen. Yeah, it makes sense. At least we're on the right side of that one with the Diamondbacks. On the read. Even if it didn't go kind of to the script. But yeah, anyways. Caminero, Lowe, Varsho, and potentially Springer. But Varsho and Lowe are the best value here, in my opinion. Caminero's decent. George Springer's decent. To win this game, Rays are minus 108. Well, that's what we have them at. So there's no value in this one, money line wise. Angels, Brewers. Brewers are minus 270. I mean, well, I guess it's technically fair value. Dana versus Peralta. Yeah. Peralta does give up some homers sometimes. I guess Joe Adell would be the only one worth it, but he still has pretty bad odds at plus 300, plus 320. Not a huge fan. Peralta strikeouts could be a really good play today. Almost seen. Oh no, never mind. His line's 8.5. I've never seen Freddie with an 8.5 line. Jesus. Number 1 ranked strikeout matchup. They have him at an 8.5 line. So I guess never mind on Freddie strikeouts. Unless you're gonna. Yeah, I wouldn't even ult it down. That's just terrible value. You're just insane if you do. A lot of home run opportunity here. Caden Dana, once again, another September call-up. Not a ton of data for him. 5% home run rate, though. That's pretty high. 5% home run rate's really high. So I think the Brewers have a chance to tee off today. This is a great team possibly for home runs if we can see a similar home run rate. You like Yelich for total bases? I do too. I like Yelich. I like Terang. I like Churio. These 3 at the top of the order here, all 3 are red hot. All 3 are... These guys all smack the ball. Bryce Terang plus 600 for a home run. Absolutely love it. Jackson Churio plus 420. I don't mind it there. I don't mind it at plus 420. And then Yelich at plus 450. I absolutely love it. So I love Terang and I love Yelich and I don't mind Churio. All 3 for total bases. Great chance to smack. Or hits, runs, and RBIs. These are 3 of the best hitters on the board today. Unless Caden Dana just suddenly becomes really good. Unless this guy just suddenly becomes really good. Terang's been smacked. Yeah, Terang has been insane. I did not expect that. It was not on my bingo card this year to see a quantum leap from Bryce Terang. As a Brewers fan, I was kind of out on Terang, man, for be honest. Like, I liked his defense, but like offensively, every time he came up to the plate last year, yeah, he was hitting like close to 300 for the beginning of the year, and then he fell off and dropped down like 260 and couldn't hit lefties, had no power. I was like, oh, he just felt like a Joey Ortiz kind of guy. And then all of a sudden, midway through this year, he just decided that he's a power hitter. I don't know what happened. I just want to remind people, Bryce Terang had, 5-6 home runs at the All-Star break? I think he had 6 homers at the All-Star break. He's up to 17 or 18 on the year now. He's hit 13 home runs since the All-Star break. That's for a guy who has no power, that's a quantum leap. To be pacing with Schwarber and Ohtani and Judge on homers since the All-Star break is insane. So Terang, quantum leap versus righties. He started to cool down a little bit. You can see here, last 10, last 5. Yeah, these are dropping. His exit velocity is dropping here. Over his last 30, it's still really high, though. 13% barrel rate. He hasn't had a 100-mile-an-hour hit, though, for a few games here. I think he's due. Especially against this guy with a 6.18 pitch mix. Yeah, I like Terang. He's smacking it. Churio and Yelich are insane, too. Even Jake Bauers could be a sneaky home run play. I don't like it at 390 though. Sal Frelick home run too, plus 900. Not a terrible long shot. Not a terrible long shot, the 900 range for Sal. If you're looking for like a straight long shot, not bad. So, yeah, Brewers batters today I think are one of the premier matchups on the slate. Yeah, Brewers minus 1.5 too. Honestly, isn't terrible. Orioles, White Sox. 14% ballpark factor here. That's good. That's good. Dean Kremer going up against Shane Smith. Not a huge fan of many of the Orioles today. 50-50 on the line. There's not really any value on the money line here either. But what we do see, kind of the only play in this game is Colson Montgomery. The only real play that I like today is Colson Montgomery in this one. For a home run or total bases or a double, whatever. Kind of take however you want based on your risk. But last 10, insane 40% barrel rate, 70% hard hit, 96 exit velo. Like, these are dummy numbers. Dummy numbers. So Colson Montgomery home run and or total bases. The only play in this one, really. So, yeah. Mariners, Royals, let's see. I don't like the Mariners at minus 140. Royals are okay at plus 120, but I don't want to fade Logan Gilbert, to be honest. I do not want to fade Logan Gilbert, to be honest. Waka's been all right this year. Really good at limiting home runs. I guess against a team like Seattle, limiting home runs is a pretty good thing. Kind of what you need to win. Similar to the Yankees. You got to limit them on the home run side. So, yeah, the Royals have a decent shot today. That's why you don't really see any home run probabilities for these guys. Pitcher doesn't allow home runs. Then again, Royals don't really hit home runs. I don't think Gilbert allows much either. 3.6. It's actually higher than I expected. But Royals, they're not known for smacking them this year, especially not in Kansas City. Negative 17% ballpark factor. So, pretty much a dud of a game offensively, in my opinion. Don't really expect a ton of offense here. If there is offense, it's going to come from hits, runs, and RBIs. We're not going to see many home run plays here that are going to stand out. So, Yankees, Twins. Yankees minus 154. I like that line for them. They got destroyed yesterday. Yankees got absolutely shut down yesterday against Simeon Woods Richardson, which is insane because that guy is not a good pitcher. The best slugging team in baseball can't even hit a guy who throws meatballs. That sell of the century from Giancarlo Stanton. I hope he sits today. He's not in the lineup right now. I hope he sits today. You can't go 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts against Woods Richardson. Twins aren't playing bad ball lately. No, they're not. But when you are the Yankees and you're facing a pitcher like that, a matchup like that, and you drop a 0, whew, that's wild. That is wild. You can't. That's inexcusable. It's not like they were facing Skeens or, you know what I mean? Or even Joe Ryan. If we're talking about like Twins, it's not like they were facing Joe Ryan. Just terrible. So, I mean, I think the Yankees win this one. I think you can take them today at the minus 150 range. You're getting good value for it. Judge for a home run in the plus 100s. Wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot stick. Jazz, not worth. There's not really anybody worth it for a home run on the Yankees today. Not at these numbers. Not at these numbers. For the Twins today, really not much worth it here either. Buxton in the 200s, a couple lines in the 300s, not really great. Wallner in the 700s on my site. On the line, he's in the 400s. Not seeing it. One thing that could be decent, though, guy who's actually been pretty solid for strikeouts. Little Zeb Zeb. Little Zeb Zeb. What are we looking at here for Zeb Zeb? 26% strikeout rate. That's really good for righties. Little Zeb Zeb over 5.5 strikeouts. I don't mind it. It is negative. It's minus 140-ish, minus 130-ish. So it's not great value, but I think Zebby over 5.5 strikeouts is in play. It's in play for a strikeout play today. But other than that, I mean, just Yankees money line, I guess, but not a ton for player props there. Twins first 5? Interesting. Reds Cardinals. Probably going to be a really dud of a game here. Negative 10% ballpark factor. Reds minus 122. I think that's a decent favorite today. Andrew Abbott on the mound against McGreevy. Abbott's great. These numbers are all really good. The walks are really good. The home runs are good to limit. Strikeouts are on par. Hits are on par, but you love some Twins first 5 with Zebby pitching. There you go. I think Reds win this one. Actually, let me see what the first 5 was in that game. 2.89 for the Yankees, 1.70. I guess I technically have the Yankees in the first 5 there, but I don't really take first 5s anyway, so if it works for you, keep rolling. Cubs 2.5, Brewers money line is 2-legger. Yeah, it's not bad. A little double up. Yeah, Reds are fair value at minus 120. They're fair value there. A little bit of positive expected value, like 2%. 2% EV on this. Not going to see much for player props in this one. First of all, neither of these teams really do anything offensively for the most part, like game to game. They're not offensive powerhouses. Secondly, we have negative 10% ballpark factor. And third, you have 2 pitchers who don't give up home runs. So, telling you guys, September, these cards shrink. The board shrinks, man. Pretty heavily. You got a few good spots. You got to take them. That's it. At least for like player props. Rangers, Astros. Merrill Kelly going up against AJ Blueball. AJ Blue Balls? What? Okay. Sorry. Wow. Okay. Money line here. Yeah, I mean, with Merrill Kelly, I guess I don't mind the Rangers. Rangers are playing good ball, too. That's another team that's really hot. Another team that's been playing outstanding. So I don't mind the Rangers here. Rowdy Tellez and Michael Helmet. Interesting home run options here. Rowdy. A little Rowdy action. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Wait, is he not? Where the hell's Rowdy Tellez? Is he not playing? Why is there no Rowdy Tellez? What's going on with Rowdy Tellez? Is he out? What's going on here? I don't see a Rowdy Tellez line. Okay. I guess look for that if it ever comes out. If it ever comes out, I like Rowdy today, I guess. A little bit here, 20%. Not bad. What's Blue Ball's little stats here? Oh, wow. A lot of home runs, a lot of strikeouts. I'm guessing he hasn't pitched much this year because I've never heard of him. Another September call-up? Yep, he is. Let's see. Yeah, he's only pitched in 8 games. April, he had a game, and then late August into September. Another late call-up, just what we talked about earlier. So not a ton of data on him. Man. Golly. All these September call-ups just throw everything off. Yeah, I wouldn't touch any of these guys against Merrill Kelly. Just they don't have any pitch mix ratings. Another ugly game, bro. Marlins Rockies. We have anything here? Yuri Perez versus Kyle Freeland. Okay. I think we can work with this. Marlins minus 148. Not bad. Not bad for the Marlins to win this one with Yuri, even though Yuri has been rough. Joey Wiemer. He's another kind of no-name call-up. Former Brewer. Didn't pan out there. Bounced around the minors for a couple years. Now gets called up by the Marlins after being out of the league. And he's kind of taking advantage of it. He's got a home run. He's got 3 homers here in his last 20. Varsho for 1 total base. He got minus 132. It's not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I think it's pretty decent. Varsho's a little sketchy though. He's like a home run or bust kind of guy. You know, he's either gonna go 0 for 4 or he's gonna hit a home run. That's so. Or maybe not a home run, but he's gonna hit one 106 miles an hour deep to the wall, something like that. You know, he's a home run or bust type of play. But Joey Wiemer, he's been smacking it. 80% hard hit rate, 96 exit velo, 20% barrel. I mean, he's red hot. Him and Marcy, I think, are decent options today for a home run here for long shots. Schwarber 2.0. I mean, his numbers, if you go look into them, if you click on both of them, they're pretty much the same stats. Varsho just has less at bats, but they look identical. Yeah. They look identical. Yeah. Otto Lopez, I hate that. Batting average versus lefties. Otto's sketchy. 0.195 versus lefties, only 1.42 total bases. See what he's done against lefties here. Less than 90% exit velo, less than a 50% hard hit rate, only 10% barrel. He does have this homer here, but that's one of his 3 homers against lefties in almost 160 at bats. Can't say I love Otto today. Hunter Goodman, I don't mind him, I guess, against a righty. Mickey Moniak, I mean, only 15%. Just, yeah. But yeah, I do like Marcy today, and I do like Joey Wiemer as long shots. Marcy's a pretty good one today. 9.27 on the pitch mix. 22% chance at a homer. Marcy for total bases, hits, runs, and RBIs, or a home run, all are good plays. Giants D-backs. Giants D-backs. I guess Giants if I had to lean one way or the other here today. I don't even know how to make a lottery parlay that has a chance to hit with these. Yeah, it's become impossible, Lil Papa. It's become almost impossible. At least for like mega long shots. Yeah. So, all right. Negative 2% ballpark factor. I like Willy Adames today, I guess, maybe as a long shot for a home run. That's the only guy I would touch today. And he's home run or bust. I wouldn't take Willie for anything but a home run today. Maybe a double, but he's another guy. 0.91 hits, 2 total bases. Could be a good double play or a home run. And then on the other side, I like Corbin Carroll and I like Ketel Marte for anything. I really do. And one second, I gotta pee again. You know what? I gotta start using the restroom before I start the stream. One sec. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. I want to finish this out without rushing it to go run to the bathroom. So I'll be right back. All right. Let's see. So yeah, I do like Corbin Carroll and I do like Ketel Marte today. For kind of anything. That's why Corbin Carroll is on the not 1 to 1,000 anymore. The home run slip at the bottom of the screen. 7.66 pitch mix. Good power numbers versus righties. Carson Seymour here sitting with a 6.57% home run rate. Pretty darn good. Washington game over under 9 runs scored. Probably would go under. Well, I guess it depends if you're talking about game 1 or game 2. This is game 2. We're not looking at. I'm not doing game 1 of the doubleheader. Ryan Yelly over 1.5 total bases. Yeah, I love both of them. Those are my favorite. Pretty much, that's the best matchup on the slate. Yeah, in game 2 with Sale going against Gore, I have it at about 7, maybe 8 total runs. And then Phillies Dodgers. Minus 132 for the Dodgers. Yeah, Phillies is a dog once again. Pretty good play. Yesterday we liked the Phillies as a dog. Today we like the Phillies as a dog. Sanchez going up against Ohtani. Interesting. Very good pitching matchup here. I don't know how you find player props in this one. I guess Schwarber for a homer. Kyle Schwarber is sitting at plus 298. I mean, for him, that's pretty decent. I have him at plus 400. I mean, tough. Ohtani against, yeah, Ohtani's in the plus 350s to hit a home run. That's actually insane. Pretty insane. But to be honest, they're not going to, Ohtani's not hitting a homer against Chris Sanchez. Look at Sanchez's numbers against batters this year. 1.36 home run rate. Doesn't give up homers. So, yeah, probably not a ton of player props in this one, at least not for the first 5 innings. I don't think there's going to be a lot going on in the first 5 or 6 innings in this game. If there's going to be home runs in this game, it's against the bullpen. It's going to be against the bullpen. So, can't really guesstimate who's going to be doing that. Chris Sanchez, 6 strikeouts at plus money is pretty interesting. And Ohtani at 6 strikeouts is pretty good too. So I think both pitchers are in actually a decent spot for strikeouts today. More so than batters, the pitchers are a better option in this game, and the Phillies to win are also pretty good. Home run leaderboard here. Varsho, Yelich, Montgomery. A lot of guys we talked about. You guys in the 20s, only a couple in the 30% chance range here. A lot of guys hovering in that 20 range. We have some good options today. Terang, Adames, Lowe, Churio, Corbin Carroll, Caminero, Hellman, Marte, Olson, Yelich, Varsho, Marcy. You got a mix of long shots and then like long shots like Marcy and then also like established guys like Carroll and Caminero. So not a terrible day for home run. It's just very isolated to a few games and a few spots. It's not like July where every game has like really good options for homer. It's isolated to like 4 games today. Strikeouts, this obviously is broken. Connolly early is, I got to fix that. I don't know what happened here. 15 is not right. I got to fix that. But outside of that, like Chris Sale, don't touch him at 9. Peralta, don't touch him at 9. Ohtani's not bad at 6. Sanchez is not bad at 6. Zebby's pretty darn good at 6. Yuri Perez, Blue Ball, yeah, those guys are okay. Matchups here are pretty ugly. Something about that Sanchez versus Hunter Green threw me off the Sanchez hype. Yeah. Well, I mean, if we look at Sanchez's numbers, I mean, they're honestly not that crazy. His strikeout rate's pretty good at 26%. His home run rate's elite. But his hits, he gives up a hit pretty much the same amount as normal average pitchers. His walk rate's really good too. So he limits home runs and he limits walks. That's where he's really good. Limiting home runs and limiting walks. Doing a Junior, Yelich, Goodman, and Colson 4-legger. Good luck. Good luck, good luck, good luck. So yeah. All right. Well, this is actually a guy I don't know if we talked about. Shea Langoliers. Connolly early doesn't give up home runs, but his total base numbers are decent. He faced him, too. He had a single and an out. 1 for 3. I see the problem with Connolly early's numbers here. He has a 52% strikeout rate in his one start. 52% strikeout rate. Oh. I hate September call-ups, man. I hate September call-ups. They make life so hard as a data modeler. They make life so hard. All right. I think that's going to end it, chat. Good luck today if y'all are taking anything we talked about. Make sure you subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I got to go update the NFL sim. So this afternoon, NFL will be updated for Week 3 on the site. So let me go work on that. I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.